Junk. No more junk. All treasures. Junk has no value. Treasures are worth something. So we need to immediately change how we think. But the fact is, eBay is now about big-ticket items. Could you imagine buying and selling cars on eBay? Buying and selling real estate on eBay. We're going to go through some of those things here with you today. I just sold my car on eBay. I'm going to show you an example of that here in just a few minutes. And we'll show you how you can get your very own eBay cash machine. I get the opportunity to travel all over the world. What I find is people have the same questions wherever we go. Number one, I've never used eBay. How do I get started? Number two, how do I take the photos, edit them, and get them on my computer? That sounds simple. But if you don't know how to do it, it's not so easy. And then number three, we're going to talk exactly about what to sell. When you have the right answers, you end up with the right results. This is one of our students, and his name is Jeff. Let me also get one more thing out of the way. I've participated, since I've been here, I've seen, I think, virtually every talk. And I think the staff and the team and the speakers that have been assembled for World Internet Summit are second to none. Would you all agree with me? It's a great event. It's a great event. One of the things I've determined about myself is that for a lot of people, I become the guy that shows you how to make money on the side. In other words, we're never going to show you how to make $342,000 on your first deal like you would in real estate. We're not even going to show you how you can make an extra $65,000 a month, although some of our students do that. I think that everybody can use an extra $500 or $600 a week part-time on the side. And so for me, when I talk about making money part-time on the side, that's how I think we need to start off. We need to start off with a few $100s, then a few thousand, then build it from there. To me, that's much more realistic. So one of the things I encourage you to do when you go home is to find something you have in your house that you're confident no one wants to buy. And I want you to put that thing, here, let me give you an example. I sold my 4-year-old sneakers on eBay. They weren't used. Yes, I did. They weren't used. They were pre-owned, okay? You learned about copywriting this morning, right? Copywriting's important. For $21. Now, somebody tell me why someone would buy my old sneakers. Any idea? No, it didn't have my name on it. Here's the answer. It doesn't matter. I want you to keep this general rule. If somebody wants to give you their money for your stuff, don't ask why. I was sitting on the plane with someone. This woman says to me, why do so many people buy so many weird things on eBay? I said, stop thinking and just sell some weird things on eBay. Don't worry about it. You got a lot of weird people out there. It's okay. Anyway, so Jeff came to one of our training seminars. He's a full-time real estate investor, and part-time on the side generated $11,224 in his first 60 days. How many of you could use an extra $11,000 in the next 60 days? Can I show you? See, some people don't raise their hand. That's okay. The big money comes later. We just start out small, and then we build from there. Now, I mentioned that you should start selling something you have in your house that you don't want anymore. Jeff put up a model wooden boat. He was in his basement for years, had no idea, hoped to get $40 or $50 for it. It sold for $1,725. See, you just have no idea what people are going to spend their money on, and so you want to put it up for sale. Let me give you some interesting statistics. eBay gets 8.5 million visitors a day. They're the largest online destination for shopping in the world. 14% of all sales on the internet are done on eBay. 14% of all e-commerce is done on eBay. Now, I'm going to ask you all a trick question. I'd like you to write down, let's take a quiz. We're going to just write down. This is what I call an exercise in listening. Everybody write down for me the #1 search engine in the world. Now, the fascinating part is all the different things I hear called out. Because I said, this is an exercise in, and then I said, write it down. But a lot of people still shouted it out. So, who said, you know what? I'm going to write it on here. Matter of fact, if you all think of it, I'm going to see if I can read your mind. I'm going to channel the energy. Can we do that? Here we go. Are you ready? How many of you wrote down a word where the first letter is a G? Can I see a show of hands? I just want to see if I'm on track. Oh, look at that. I'm getting pretty good. Hang on. Keep concentrating. It's coming to me. Who wrote down Google? Okay, good. Just so you all know, this is not a Google presentation. Correct? The #1 search engine in the world is eBay. eBay does twice as many searches every single day as Google does. Now, when people go to Google, do you know what they're looking for? Information. Matter of fact, the #1 search term on Google yesterday, Britney Spears. When people go to eBay, they go to do what? Buy. The #1 search term on eBay yesterday was iPod. See, people are going to buy. The question is, why isn't your stuff there? They're coming anyway. You can't stop them even if you wanted to. So we've got to get our things up on eBay. eBay did $42 billion in sales last year and has 245 million members, 247 million members. Here's an interesting number for you. 45,000 people are joining eBay every day. It is a large community that we have to be part of. Now, let's the code, yeah, the code. Let me just tell you, would it be okay with you if I gave you all a $2,000? How many of you ever seen a $2,000 iPod? A few people asked me during the break, they said, what does a $2,000 iPod look like? I can't show you yet. It's inside this box, though. So I will show you in a few minutes, and we will give one away. Would that be okay? All right, we got a little, we're going to give this away here in just a few minutes. Let's talk about real estate for a second. You know, the real estate market in the U.S. is not doing so well. Lots of foreclosures. Matter of fact, record foreclosures. It's the first time in history, in almost 50 years, that there is less equity in people's homes than there has been in the past. And so I share this with you with the dollar and the U.S. dollar not doing very well. I was listening just on CNN the other day. They said that there is a massive rise in people from overseas buying homes in the U.S. to take advantage of the depressed economy there. And so this really leads into, imagine being here in Sydney, buying a house on eBay, and then selling it on eBay, where you never ever have to leave the house. So we talk about big ticket items, right? Let me just tell you what, a few months ago, we were doing a presentation for a big real estate group. There were about 1,200 people. I decided to do something I'd never done before, which was to sell an item live in front of the audience. Sounded like fun. So I bought a house in Greenville, South Carolina, a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $22,000. The whole house. I bought the house on a Tuesday. We put the house up for sale on Saturday. I was speaking on Sunday. We put it up for sale for a 1-day listing for 99 cents with no reserve. The $22,000 house. Somebody raised their hand. They said, what happens if it doesn't sell? That person didn't understand eBay. Let me just tell you real quick. You put a house on eBay for 99 cents, it's going to sell. She says to me, what if it only sells for $5 or $5,000? I said, well, let me ask you a question. You guys have been here since Thursday, right? Okay. Can we be real honest with each other? Okay. How many of you think when I'm done, I'm going to try to sell you something? Can I just see a show of hands? Okay. Promise not to disappoint you. Here's the thing. If that house sold for $5,000, how many people do you think are going to get up and rush to the back of the room to watch me, to participate in our program where we teach you how to buy $22,000 properties and sell them for $5,000? Do you think we'd have very many takers? This is a big risk. So we watched the auction sell live. It sold for $27,900 live. We made $5,000 in 24 hours by buying and selling a house on eBay that we've never seen, never been to. And quite frankly, I live in Los Angeles, which is 3,000 miles from South Carolina. It doesn't matter if you're in Sydney or Los Angeles. You're not going to South Carolina to buy this house. And so we're going to show you how to do that. How many of you could use an extra $5,000 a week, just part-time on the side, working about an hour or two, just making sure? Some people still aren't raising it. It's okay. The big money's coming later, I promise. We're just starting out small. eBay real estate's the fastest growing segment of the online auctions market, 450,000 people. Now, sometimes people put listings on eBay, and they have no idea how to use eBay. And so what happens is we end up getting a good deal. I use real estate as an example, because if you put a pair of shoes on eBay, hope to get 21, sell for 17, you lose 4, you're probably not too upset. You put a house on eBay and it sells for 10% of what you wanted, you're not a happy camper. So let me just show you this. This is in Ohio. It's a duplex, 1,500 square feet. And this particular property we got on eBay for $9,800. How'd we do? Not bad, right? Now this one's in upstate New York. This one has renters in it, $650 a month rental income. We got the house, the land, and the renters for $12,000. See, if you know what to look for, you know how to buy, and if you know how to buy, you have to know how to make sure you sell it the right way. So what's the power of eBay? Number one, it means having your business online tonight. I've heard a lot about that, having your business online tonight. But the truth is, you could take an item, put it up on eBay, and in 24 to 72 hours have money in your PayPal account. It's not going to be $72,000. It might only be $12. But it's still money in your account. Number two, you have access to a marketplace with 247 million people. You can operate anywhere in the world 24/7. And finally, we could take all the things. I'm going to ask again because a few people came in late. How many of you at home have stuff? Can I just see a show of hands? Okay, we're going to take all that stuff and we're going to figure out how to turn that into money. Here's how the internet can benefit you. Number one, the real estate goes up, it goes down. Stock market goes up, stock market goes down. The internet, the money keeps coming in. Number two, we make money fast. Number three, there's more flexibility. You just do all the things that you want to do. And then the last one really is just for me. You can have fun as a family. I told you I've got this little girl. She's 11 and a half. She used to get an allowance. Now she gets a commission. It's great. Little kids these days know a lot about the internet. So she packages it up. She does the bubble wrapping. She does all that stuff. So if you have kids, you got a built-in shipping assembly line. And I think that's important. Sometimes even a built-in photographer. There's two types of people that we work with. The first type of person is someone who wants to make passive income. You all know what passive means, right? Passive income on the internet using sites like eBay, Myspace, and your own website to make money. Do we have any of those people in the room? That should be everybody. It's the World Internet Summit. The second group of people we work with wants to do the same thing but with real estate, where they can buy and sell real estate or big-ticket items like cars and jewelry on eBay. And then we work with a lot of people who want to do both of those two things. Now, let me share with you my personal system for making money on the internet. And I think everything we've learned over the last few days is great. But for me, for obvious reasons, I put eBay number one. And here's why. It costs 25 cents to put an item up for sale. It's not a big investment. You put it up, you get money. You put it up, you get money. And it happens very quickly. Number two, we talked about Myspace yesterday, so we'll skip over that. And number three, we understand how to use Google. We take these three things, we combine them with having a website, and now you've got the opportunity to do all your affiliate marketing and all of your traffic generation, all your AdSense, all those things really combined together. Here's our real estate system. Let me just share this with you. If you decide you want to do real estate on the internet with us, the very first thing we're going to want you to do is take everything you own in your house and sell it. Everything in your home. It's your attic, your basement, your garden. Why would you sell the personal things you have if I'm telling you to sell real estate? Because you got to get experience with eBay. Number two, it takes some time to learn it, so you've got to make some money along the way. So number one, we're going to sell everything that we own. Number two, when we invest in real estate, we're going to negotiate that real estate to come with everything in the house. We don't want them to take all their stuff. We want to keep all their stuff, get that stuff for free. We've gotten houses, by the way, that had Porsche in the garage. They just gave up the house because they were in desperate need of having to sell their property. So we're going to do that. Number three, we're going to use eBay real estate to find deals. Number four, we're going to sell real estate on eBay. And number five, and the last one, and this is the one that we teach that I don't know anyone else that teaches this way that we do, and that is we're going to teach you how to use eBay to build your list. I want you to think about this for a second. Whether it's real estate or whether it's information products or whether it's the beauty industry or whether it's personal growth, whatever your niche is, what if we just used eBay and put a link on our eBay listings with the traffic we get to our non-eBay website? How cool would that be? Now, I'd like you to write this down. How many of you think that would be a cool idea? Okay, good. That's against eBay policy. Can't do it. You do it, they kick you off, suspend you for life. Okay, some of you knew that. They're going, what's that guy teaching me? I can't do that. Okay, so here's what I'd like you to write down. You cannot put a link because we never, look, I've made a lot of mistakes on eBay, more than anyone I've ever met. And one of the things we want to teach you is what I've done wrong, so you don't have to make the same mistakes to speed up your learning curve. So I want you to write this down. I cannot put a link on my eBay listings to my non-eBay website unless I know how. I cannot put a link on my eBay listings to my non-eBay website unless I know how. We're going to teach you that. Success is the result of good judgment. Good judgment is the result of experience. and experience as a result of bad judgment. Is that true? How many of you ever said to yourself, if I only knew then what I know now, how much more money would you have? How much more success would you have? How would you have done things a little differently? So we want to teach you exactly what we've done wrong. Not just what we've done right, but a lot of the stuff we've done wrong so you don't have to make those same mistakes. So how do you get started on eBay? Well, let me show you a couple things here. First of all, you go to ebay.com.au and you register. Now, sometimes people are not exactly sure how to register. They say, well, the site looks complicated, it looks confusing, I'm just going to show you what to do. You click on this link right over here that says join now, it's free. Now, if you can't find that link, there's another one right here that says register now. Now, sometimes if those two ones miss you, there's another one right here. It says join now. eBay doesn't make it that hard. Find one, click it, and go from there. Once you do that, you can visit this other site called ebayrealestate.com. And if you are going to do real estate, this is a central focal point we focus in on with ebayrealestate.com. Here are the 4 most popular properties sold on eBay. There's residential, there's land, there's timeshare, and there's commercial. Let me just give you an example of some property we got. We got some land in Houston, Texas to build a house. We bought the land for $760. Now, you could barely buy an iPhone on eBay for $760, but you could buy land in Houston to build a house. We buy it and we resell it. Now, I'm going to give you guys a tip. This tip's probably worth about $642.50. Here, write this down. But don't tell anyone, okay? If you can find people who can't spell, you're going to get a good deal. Everybody write that down. You can find people who can spell, you're going to get a deal. Let me just give you an example. This house is great for college students. Even in Sydney, that's not how you spell college. It's also really good. It's on a really nice street. There's a lot of spelling mistakes in here. So we got this house. This is a pretty nice house, okay? We got this house for $11,600. Now, let me come back here and show you something real quick, okay? This house sold in 2000 for $70,000. We had it appraised for $97,000. We got it for $11,000. Now, if you can buy really ugly houses, this is just the general real estate principle, and paint the front of the house and put some trees in and make it look real pretty, you can sell it for more than you paid for it, right? So let me show you how we do that on the internet, okay? What we do, why are y'all laughing? You get a program called Photoshop. You put some trees right over here in the front. You paint the house. You put a little... That's a joke, okay? Please don't do that, okay? Because when they get to the house, if it's not what it looked like in the picture, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So we're not doing any of that, all right? Figuratively, we're going to paint the house, but not literally. So here's what we did. We bought the property. We made some changes to it. The things I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. We put it back up for sale on eBay. We hoped to sell it for $15,000. We sold it for $19,000. We made just under $8,000 one transaction. Took us a little under 90 minutes to do. Here's the part I want you to understand. When we sell this house for $19,000 and we make $8,000, okay, my mom sold Beanie Babies on eBay. She made, in the heyday, okay, I know more about Beanie Babies than most people on the planet, and I don't even like to admit it, but I just happen to know, the tags and the this and the that. And anyway, here's the thing. You sell a Beanie Baby, you make $5. You got to sell 1,600 Beanie Babies or one piece of real estate. See, when people tell me that they got photos and shipping and all these different things and they're working out, I was working 80 hours a week in our billiard business. I hated what I was doing. Say, why aren't you still doing that? You made it because I hated doing it. The packaging and the shipping and I wanted the big ticket items. That's what I want. And by the way, this is just personal for me, because if you never had to ship a pool table, this is probably not that relevant for you. One of the things I love about real estate, no shipping. Everybody's a little bit different. Now, this is my house, and I'm going to cross out my address anyway, even though I doubt very few of you are going to come visit me. But here's the thing. I was out traveling. I was doing a seminar. I got a call from my wife. She says, Adam, I want to buy a big house. I said, honey, we live in a big house. She says, no, I want a bigger house. I said, okay, honey, I want you to do something. I want you to go to eBay and see what's available. Because I knew there were homes in Ohio and South Carolina, and we weren't moving from Los Angeles. So she called me back about 15 minutes later. She says, I found the house. I said, you did? She said, yeah, it's 2 blocks from where we live. It's on eBay. It's a great deal. 2 blocks from where we live. So we go visit the house, and I sat down, and I learned something that day about negotiating. The less you want something, the more they want you to have it. I said to the real estate agent, I am not interested in this house. I do not want to move. I love my house. He said, the seller is desperate. Desperate. He says, make me an offer. And I've been to some real estate sellers. I'll make you an offer. I said, I'm going to give you no money down. And I want it to be the owner's financing. I don't want to use my own credit because I already own a house. And the real estate agent said to me, he says, I have no idea what that means. I said, it's really simple. You give me a house, I give you no money. That's just the way it works. So we moved in 14 months ago. No money down. Now, the economy in the real estate market really has gone down a little bit in the U.S. It's not as bad, I don't think, as the media makes it out to be, but it's still gone down. Now, remember, I'm living in this house, no money down and owner financing. Well, my time is up. I've got to buy the house now. I've got to actually get a mortgage. So I'm a little worried because everything I'm hearing on the news says maybe I should move out and go get another one of these deals. So I got an appraisal 2 weeks ago. This house that we've been living in, that we've been paying just her mortgage, has gone up $350,000 since we've been living in it, all because we found a deal on eBay. See, all this stuff I teach you, it really works. I'm not just up here telling you something and hoping that it's going to work. Our students are making a lot of money because we're saying step by step, go here, do this, click here, call us if you have any questions. Here's what we need to do, and I'll show you some more examples of that in a few minutes. There's the back of the house there. 750,000 people have given up their full-time jobs to sell on eBay. Here's my question for you. Why not you? You don't have to really do anything other than follow a system to be successful. So you only need 2 things. You need a system and you need a viable marketplace. That's it. Let me tell you about the marketplace. eBay and the internet are not going anywhere. This is not 1999. We're not sure where it's going to be or where it's not going to be. We know it's here to stay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a 60-second commercial timeout, if it's okay with you, tell you a little bit about our program, then I'm going to go back and teach you the rest of the time. Is that all right? Here's what we put together. It's the only training of its kind in the entire world. We sit with you, we bring you in, you come in with your laptops, and we work with you. When you come to training, you bring stuff to sell. You create listings, we sell them in one-day auctions so that when you leave training, you've sold the things you brought with you, and then we show you how to package and ship them. So it's a fully hands-on, automated process. We also teach you advanced stuff like how to build your list and how to drive traffic to your non-eBay website, how to take advantage of affiliate marketing and so forth, all related to eBay. So we teach you all those things, but it's step by step by step. Our training for 2008, our next one coming up in Australia is going to be in Melbourne in July. Now, that's about 3 or 4 months out. So we've got this amazing website that has all this audio and video and amazing training on it. And about 10 days ago, Gates and I were having lunch, and I said, you know, we're going to Australia. We're speaking at the World Internet Summit. Let's do something that we've never done before. So we created a brand new product just for you. Now, the product is going to be part of the offer. We didn't raise the price. We didn't change what we had decided to do. We just said, let's make this part of the offer as well. Does that make sense? So I want to show you what it is, and then I want to give it away. Is that okay? You sure? Because if you're not fired up, I can't give it away. All right. So what we said was, let's give you the information that you need so that between now and training, you can get started. See, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to wait till July. That's not a good use of your time, okay? So what we did is we went and we made an investment in this product called the iPod. And the one that we decided upon was the iPod Red. And the reason we decided on the red iPod, I'm not sure if you all know this or not, but a portion of every red iPod goes towards helping children and parents and women in Africa for AIDS. I figured if I'm going to buy iPods, thank you. If I'm going to buy iPods, let's do it for the right reason. So you'll see a lot of stuff on here that's all red. So this product is called Secrets of an Auction Millionaire Audio Series. And I'm just going to open up. I'm going to try to open it up and show you what's inside here. And I got to figure out how to open this box. It's really cool. I'm sorry? Oh, no, there's a lot of stuff. It's like a little jack-in-the-box. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here, including how you register for training, what's in your purchase, a little card about why we chose red and all that sort of stuff. There's a little certificate, congratulations, all that kind of thing. Then the other thing that's in here is we put together 55 cards. Just little index cards or cue cards, quick reference cards, so you can be looking at them when you're on the computer if you don't want to be in the members area website. And we have 2 packs. One is for eBay, and one is for ebay.com.au. We figured if we're going to do it just for you, we might as well throw in some very Australia-specific stuff, right? You get a little mouse pad, because everybody should have a mouse pad with my name on it. And then you get this, which is the Apple iPod Shuffle Red, which has almost 8 hours of edited, really edited down 8 hours of content. You just listen to it over and over. It goes you step by step by step. We actually tested the audios out before we put them on the iPod, and we had such tremendous success from people making money getting started without ever even coming to training that we knew this was the right thing to do. So while they last, and let me just share with you the way we count this down. And here's some of the things on the iPod, by the way. eBay fundamentals, eBay basics, research, professional eBay listings, product sourcing, info products on eBay, big ticket items, and advanced eBay strategies. Some of the things we cover. They're just little nuggets that we've got from the different trainings that we've done. So the way we typically do this is as follows. We keep our training small. Okay, and it's not in a big auditorium like this, or where it's small. We've got and so everybody, Gates is there, I'm there. I teach all 3 days, by the way. So we've got really, really hands-on stuff. From this group, and this is the last one of these that we're doing in Australia between now and, matter of fact, it's the only time we're doing this for this year. What we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to bring 36 more people into our training. Now, the way we do this is like this. We brought the iPods with us. I don't want to have to ship you iPods, because then you got to pay maybe there's duties or customs, and then I ship it to the wrong place, and then you get mad and all that kind of good stuff. So we brought them with us. So while they're here, when you go to the back and enroll, even though you don't know how much it all is, it's very affordable, I assure you. It's going to be 3 days training with me in Melbourne, plus all the other things, the software, the things you're going to see. And as people are going outside, and 2 people have already done that, all I'm going to do is write the number down on the board like this so you can see. So you can make the decision. I'm not going to keep talking about it. I'm just going to write the number down as people are going to the back and getting it. Does that make sense? And then you'll be able to get your iPod. And then I promised a few people. I said, would you sign, autograph? I will autograph the box if you want me to autograph the box. I don't have to autograph the box, but if you'd like me to, I will. Now, I need to give one away. So what I would like to do is this. If you would like one of these, I would like you to stand up. No screaming, no screaming, no screaming. Okay, if you are not married, please sit down. If you have less than 3 children, please sit down. If you've been on eBay to either buy or sell, please sit down. So you have to be standing up if you've got more than 3 children living with you in your house. More than 3 children. I'm going to need to see some identification from the winning person, pictures of your kids or something. Okay, more than 3 children living with you in your house and never been on eBay before, ever, for any reason. And you're a mom. I'm sorry. If you're a dad, I love you, but not for this. The children, if the children have, you have to sit down. Okay, Gates, can you help me? Because I think I only have 1 person standing. How many people are standing? 3. Where are my 3 people? 1, 2, 3. Well, hold on. Where are my 3 people? How many children do you have? 3. How many children do you have? 4. 4. They're all living with you? All 4 are in your house right now, living in your house. Yes? No? No. Yes? Living with you? Your children are living with you? 2.5 are living with you. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you half the iPod. We're only going to give out one, but you know what? Let's give out two. So, Gates, she's got 4 kids living with her in her house, never been on eBay. But I need a commitment from you, okay? I need a commitment, and that is that you're going to take this, you're going to listen to it, you're going to utilize it so you can help us be a success student. Is that a commitment? You'll do that? Okay, will you take this and send this all the way back to her? Now she stood back up. Okay, you know what? How many children do you have living in your house? 3. Okay, she's got 3. No, but she's not. If you're not standing, pointing, help me. You got to be, you can't stand, you can't win. So you've got 4. She's got 3? 3 at home. Here, give her one, too. You guys are great. Nobody looked? By the way, you can attend any one of the trainings that we have anywhere in the world from 2 years after your first training starts. Because we know that when you come to training, you're going to want to come back. And you're going to want to get a refresher course. And that's real important. This young man, he came to our training, attended a training a few months later. He went from $1,000 a month to $19,000 a month, and from 13 feedback on eBay to 250 using the things that we're talking about. I'd like you to write down for me on a piece of paper how much money you'd like to make every single month on the internet. Go ahead and write it down for me real quick. I'm not going to ask you to call on it. We're going to refer to it later. But how much money you'd like to make? Is that better like this? Away? Away. How about that? Better? Is that better? Down like that? I could put my arms out and stand on one foot too if you want. Is that all right like that? Okay. So go ahead and write down how much money you'd like to make on the internet every single month. Let me go ahead and update the number like this. And then we will continue to go down from here like that. Okay, step number 1 on eBay, you've got to establish credibility. Buyers and sellers give each other a score based on the success of the transaction. The better the score, the better the transaction. One of the things eBay's just done is they've just changed their feedback policy to say if you are a seller, you cannot leave a buyer bad feedback. But a buyer can leave a seller bad feedback. You've got to know how that impacts your business, and we've got to teach you how to do that. Next thing you have to do, and my audio, by the way, for my computer is not on. And I know that because it's all the way up, though. Can you turn up a little higher? One more. Okay, good. So that has nothing to do with it. I just like my sound check, so in a few minutes it'll really work. So you've got to make sure you take PayPal. PayPal is owned by eBay. It's the #1 way you get paid on the internet. It's the way you can start collecting money. You all know about PayPal. I'm going to skip over that. So how about checks and money orders? Should you take a check and money order from a stranger on the internet? Absolutely, yes. But here's the rule. Don't ship until the check clears, okay? This young lady, her name is Kasha. She has become a really good friend of mine. She came to a seminar. There were about 400 people. We were in New York City, and she was sitting in the back of the room, and her arms were folded like this, and she had this really mean look on her face. And when I was done and we were getting ready to go to the back and people were signing up for training, she's just sitting there like this, like she's mad. I thought I had offended her. I went over to her. She said, no. She said, I know everything you taught. She said, I'm making $5,000 a month on eBay right now. How many of you know someone knows everything? I said, $5,000 a month? I said, here's what I want you to do. I said, I want you to come to my training. I will teach you how to increase that $5,000 and make it $10,000 or $15,000. She said, I'm not coming to your training. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, you come to my training. I said, at the end of the first day, if it's not better than you thought it was going to be and everything I promised you, I will give you all your money back at the end of the first day. You know what she said? She said, I'm not coming to your training. I said, look, here's the deal. I said, I really want you to come to my training. Let's work something out. I said, you work with me for a year. After your training, for a year. If I can't increase your income after a year, I will give you all your money back. She said, I'll come to your training. Now, do you think we increased her income? Yeah, because if not, I wouldn't be telling you this story, would I? She went from $5,000 a month to $40,000 a month. How many of you could use an extra $40,000 a month, just so I can see a show of hands? Excellent. Now, I don't know if I told you guys yesterday that I went out and I did the big idea with Donnie Deutsch. And she lives in New York, so when I went to film the show, I caught up with Kasha, and we did a little video testimonial. And I just want to play this for you real quick so you can see where she's at now. But first, I need to not write on her face.
Till Hello everybody, my name is Kasia. I am currently selling on eBay since 2003 under user ID Jabojad, selling high-end designer clothes, and started actually selling as fun, selling clothes out of my closet, which grew to some really nice business. Started selling at $2,000 a month and grew the business up to $67,000 a month, which is all thanks to Adam Ginsberg, educational skills, which I highly recommend to everybody because the stuff really works. You could really make yourself a really nice income and really enjoy what you're doing. I love what I do. I love the results as coming of using all of the seminars, tools, and all of the teaching what Adam Ginsberg is teaching. And you could be next. It's really easy. It's not overwhelming. It's great to have someone coaching you step by step. And I was really bad with computers. I was really bad with understanding even what eBay is all about, and thanks to him, now I think I'm an eBay queen. I consider myself as one. I make great amount of money, and I'm very happy I can enjoy my time with my family. I could do things what I really love to do, and I recommend it highly to everybody because you could be next, and you could really fulfill your dreams and do whatever you want to do with your life, with your business, and take it to another level. So don't wait, take an action, be next.
How much is she making now? So how many of you would like to go from 40,000 to 67,000? By the way, that was 6 months after we got together. She has some advice for you. What's the advice? She actually says, take an action. See, here's the way I read that. I say, if you do nothing, you get nothing. And if you do nothing, you go nowhere. You've got to do something to get somewhere. She's really, really a spectacular young lady. How important are photos? A picture is worth? Now, just so you guys understand, okay? Everything I show you is real. I don't make any of this stuff up. Let's turn the lights down. You guys have control of the lights, right? There we go. This is way for, so those of you in the back can really see. For those of you that have no clue what we're looking at, there's a naked person in the teapot. Okay, we can turn the lights back. I was in Dallas, Texas. Somebody raised their hand and they go, is that you? No. Pictures are important. And I think when you look at something like that, you can understand the power, right, of taking really good photos for your listings. So here's what we sell. This is one of the real important questions people ask. Number one, you're going to sell your stuff. Number two, you're going to take everything you own after you've sold that and sell all your neighbors and relatives and friends stuff. And number three, we're going to show you how to do the big ticket items, the cars, the jewelry, the real estate, and so forth. Now, let me just tell you about this. I think Gates may have gone outside. Many of you had a chance to meet Gates. So Gates and I have been working together for about 1.5 years in this business. And a few weeks ago, maybe about 6 weeks ago now, I had this big, giant, old Cadillac Escalade ESV. I mean, a really big, I just don't need such a big car. So I decided I wanted to get a small sports car. So I took my car and I brought it over to the dealership to trade it in. And I was really upset at the amount that, because you ever know when you want to sell something and people want to give you like half of what you think it's worth, you take that personally? Like, this car's in perfect condition or whatever. I said to Gates, you know, I really want to sell my car on eBay, but I just don't have the time. He says, well, how about I do it for you? And the reason I think this is so powerful is because he knew nothing about eBay when we started. He's making a lot of money on the internet now. Now, granted, we get a chance to work very closely together, but it's using the strategies that we teach. He took my car, he took the pictures, he wrote the description, and by the way, here's the Kelley Blue Book value. They said that my car was worth $45,000 in good condition. It had a dent in the back, because I backed into a pole when I was trying to get out of a parking spot on the telephone. I was mad at myself. You ever do something you get really mad at yourself? So that's when I decided I had to sell the car because I messed it all up. So it was in good condition, $45,000. The dealer offered us $43,000 for this car, which is only $2,000 under book value. So we took the car, we put it up on eBay. Here's the result. Here's the listing. It sold for $57,000. On eBay. Gates did all that. That's $14,000 more than what the dealer offered us using the things we teach you. Now, how many Beanie Babies you got to sell? How many items you got to package and ship and take pictures of to make $14,000? A lot. And so that's where the big ticket items are important. Now, let me tell you the 6 largest categories on eBay. Because have you guys had any fun yet? Have we learned anything? Because the good stuff's just about to come. Just I want you to be ready, okay? Here's the thing. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I got to do one more thing. Here's the 6 largest categories on eBay, no particular order. Electronics, collectibles, sporting goods, clothing, and jewelry. The #1 category on eBay is? eBay Motors. eBay sells more cars by 9 a.m. than most dealers sell in a year. They're the largest car dealership in the world. Here's some of the things you might have at home. On eBay, a Corvette sells every 3 hours. A digital camera every minute. A forklift, I don't know how popular they are in Sydney, a forklift every 4 hours. A musical instrument every 30 seconds, an article of clothing every 3 seconds. 2 million new items are added every day. The most expensive items, a $5 million jet. Here's what I want to encourage you to do. I want you to take the stuff you have at home, you're confident no one's ever going to buy, I want you to put it up on eBay. Let me give you some examples. My wife took this, as a matter of fact, I got to come down here. I got to ask some questions. My wife she sells things in lots, little groups of 6. She sold 6 half-used lipsticks on eBay. So here's my question. Would you buy half-used lipsticks? Be honest with me. No. No. Ma'am? Sir? No. So buy 6 half-used lipsticks on eBay, sold for $53. Okay, I told you about a friend of mine drives a Hummer. For his birthday, he got a bottle of Hummer cologne. Now, I want you to understand this. The bottle of Hummer cologne cost $29 new in the bottle. So he used up all the cologne. Now, if you used up all your cologne or perfume, what might you do with that bottle? Who said throw it away? You guys aren't paying attention. Sell it on eBay. Put it on eBay, sold for $32. Empty. Empty. I wish I was. They'll say, why would they? Why, right? Does it matter? Doesn't matter. So there's all kinds of crazy things that people are buying and selling on eBay. So let me give you some examples. By the way, I really love this. This is a cartoon from Dilbert. It says, maybe I'll quit this job and sell things on eBay. What things? Items. People like items. Good plan. See, when they're things, no one wants them, but when they're items, everybody wants them. Now, I'd like you to write this quote down. Everything you own, bad, new, used, perfect, or broken, has cash value. You know who said that? Me. Okay. This is kind of a sad story. This is an auction for a cane. A cane. This woman lives with her dad and her son, and the dad dies. So the son said he misses his grandfather. So she takes the cane, and she puts it up on eBay. She says, honey, it's okay, Grandpa's ghost is in the cane. So that makes it a ghost cane. Everybody following me now? She takes the ghost cane, puts it on eBay, $5 with free shipping. Do you think it sold? Okay, how much do you think it sold for? Tell me, give me a guess. $150. I heard who said 500? Did I hear, you're talking 500? Anybody think more than 500? How much you think? $1,000 for a cane with a ghost in it. Deal or no deal? Sold for $65,100. One of our students lives here in Sydney, and he took some water from underneath the bridge, underneath the harbor, and he sold the water from the Sydney harbor on eBay. This is water. He sold for $8,000. Have you guys seen this picture before? You saw that picture before, right? Somebody, that's not me either, by the way. It's a man in a dress, got 4 marriage proposals. The high bidder paid $3,850. See, some things don't make any sense, right? This is a baked potato. Now, you heard from Alan earlier that copywriting's important, right? Even on eBay, look at what they say. Starting bid 1 penny, sold $16.50. But that's not the important part. Here's the important part. Give your sweetheart the most tender baked potato of all for your romantic Valentine's Day dinner. Now, let me tell you all something. I love my wife. If I gave my wife a heart-shaped baked potato for Valentine's Day, that would be me. Some things don't make any sense. This is a hot dog. Yes, a hot dog. No, I'm not. That's a hot dog. See, some people tell me they have nothing to sell. One of my students, by the way, he went home. He says, I'm going to take you up on your challenge. He put his 20-year-old underwear on eBay. Sold for $65. See, some people tell me they have nothing to sell. Y'all have underwear. If you don't, I don't want to know. 56 bids, $270 for a hot dog. It's a hot dog. We spent a lot of time in training teaching you about stuff to sell. Because the number one question people have is, what am I going to sell? Well, it's really not, at the end of the day, it's not the one that people really need the answer to the most, but we teach you about how to utilize things like garage sales, thrift stores, big ticket items, cars, real estate, information, products, and drop shipping. And by the way, we're going to show you step by step by step how to sell information and digital products on eBay in a way that nobody is doing, and how to build your list doing that. I'm going to give you an example here in a minute. So think about this for a second. What's the value of your time? And how much is your time worth? So I'm selling all these pool tables on eBay, and I'm doing the accounting, and I'm doing the shipping, and I'm doing all the paperwork, and I'm answering the phone. I'm the customer service. I hated what I was doing. I said, there's got to be a better way. It got to be with technology, systems we can put in place to save ourselves time, effort, and energy. And so I started contracting with people who could build software and develop software for me. And one of the things we came up with is this program called Deal Closer. Now, you see there's a $19.97 price point on it. That's how much we sell it for. When you come to our training, not in Australia, in the US, when you come to our training, at the end of day 2, we have a bonus session. And we sell this real estate software for $2,000. Because many of you are not real estate investors, and a lot of you might not ever even take advantage of this, here's what we've decided to do. I told you, for this World Internet Summit in Sydney, we're going to do things we've never done before in any program. We're going to take this Deal Closer, and we're going to include it free in the package. Now, you're going to have access to foreclosures, pre-foreclosure, for sale by owners. These are only important if you're interested in real estate. If you're not, you can pass it by and go, thank you, no thank you. It doesn't matter. There's no cost to you in the first place. But for those of you that want to learn about real estate on the internet and eBay, this is an invaluable tool. I'll show you in a few minutes how it works, and we're going to include it for you at no extra charge. The reason we're deciding to do that, thank you, for that one person, thank you. The reason that we're decided to do that for this group is because if you're not doing real estate, you don't need it. We don't want you to have to pay for it. But if you're doing it, we want you to have access to it. So that's why we've decided to do that. So we'll talk more about that again here in a few minutes. Let's do some basics. Are you ready? Let me just update you on the number, please. Okay, when you're writing your title, you've got 55 characters. That's it. How important is grammar? Okay, put your hand up if you think grammar is really important. Okay, we don't have enough spots for all of y'all. Grammar is irrelevant. If you type in men's watch or watch men's, you get the same results. How about spelling? Spelling is critical. Okay, spelling is really, really important. Matter of fact, it's so important, we're going to take a spelling test. I'd like you all to write a word down for me if you could. The word is billiard. Billiard. It's like pool table, but it's not. It's like billiard. Okay? We're going to see how you guys spell here in Sydney. Are you ready? First letter, B. Who's still in? You guys are good. I told you, Kates, they were good. I told you. Okay? When I'm done, you can put your hands up. When I'm done, I'm going to put the letters up here. If you got it right, just like I have on the screen, I want you to yell with passion and enthusiasm and excitement. Don't worry, there's no free iPod, but just your own genuine excitement. So you can put your hand down. I haven't put the words up yet. I want you to yell out, I got it, with as much enthusiasm as you can. Are you ready? I want to hear how loud you can be. Are you ready? Okay, B-I-L-L-A-R-D. I know it's wrong, but one of the things that I love is when people are convicted and enthusiastic and wrong. It's okay. That word is billard, not billiard. The correct spelling for billiard, now the crowd's going to roar, is like that. Now, here's what I discovered. When I figured this out, my sales went up. I was at $600,000 a month when I figured this out. My sales went up 14%. That's a big difference. That's about 74, I don't even know, 84,000 a month increase from one mistake. Here's the thing I want you to, I would have gone to my own training and paid anything to have learned that technique when I first started. Little tips, little things that are obvious after the fact, You've got to learn step by step exactly what to do. So I went out and built more software. I said, I'm going to figure out, I want to go to eBay. This is so cool. I want to type in the correct spelling, and up comes, when I use misspell generator, every misspelling on eBay in every category automatically on demand. I just type in the correct spelling. So let me give you an example. You type in the word laptop. There's not that many different ways to spell laptop, are there? So you type in laptop in eBay, and all of a sudden, automatically, what's ebay.com, ebay.com.au, it's all the same in terms of the results. Laptop comes up. Not bad, right? Laptop comes up. Labotop comes up. Laptab comes up. Now, the next one I bought for $79. It was a $1,000 laptop, new in the box. I paid $79 for it. And I sold it on eBay for just under $450. I bought it and sold it on eBay. Now, this one, I don't know, somebody had too much to drink or something. This was a laptop. You say, well, I don't understand why no one can find my item. Well, because no one's searching for laptop. Let's talk about how eBay works for a second. When you're writing your title, would you agree with me? This tip's worth about $1,141.85. Would you all agree with me that when you're selling something on eBay, it might make sense to put the word in the title that you're selling? This is a New York single family. So y'all think I make this stuff up. I couldn't make this up even if I wanted to. Now, here's the part I want you to understand. This got almost 2,000 people to the listing. As bad as that title is. Here's a much better one. Cheap Florida home on land. But it's got all the keywords in it. So here's the key. Almost 12,000 people went to that listing over 7 days. Now, seriously for a moment. If you sell one house to one person and you have one buyer, how many sales have you made? One, right? We had 11,500 people come to this listing. What if there was a way we could put some kind of opt-in box or some way to get people's name and email address to permission-based market back to them, even if they don't bid, so that we can then sell them other things later? Can you do that on eBay? Absolutely not. Unless you know how. And we teach you how to do that. So that when you are selling, let's use real estate as an example. You may have 400 or 500 people opt into your list. Next time you're selling a property, you could just email those people back because they're interested in real estate. You only just made one sale. And we teach you how to do this for real estate. We teach you how to do it for information products. You heard all weekend long about how the list is important, right? The money is in the, how do you build the list? See, what I don't understand is why not every single person, I guess I do understand it because most people don't know how. And that is why every single person interested in making money on the internet isn't using eBay to build their list. We just did a seminar in, we weren't in Dallas. Where were we at our last? In Orlando. I don't even know what cities we're in anymore. And we had a gentleman named Jason. He does about $1.5 million a year on the internet. And I wish I had his video. We just haven't edited the clip yet to put in the presentation. But it's actually on YouTube. You can listen to his testimonial. In 15 minutes in training on the third day, you know the word that Alan spelled earlier that he wasn't supposed to, that somebody said over there that started with an S that was a 4-letter word? See, a lot of people have aha moments. People have those moments in our training. And he talked about how this one tip, because he's an information marketer and he needed to build a list, was worth all of the time he'd spent and all the money he paid to get there. The things we teach you really, really work, and they're really powerful. This guy, his name is John Duquesne. John makes about $25,000 a month, part-time, extra income on the side. He will not leave his full-time job. I said, John, why won't you leave? He said, because it's from my full-time job. I get my products to sell on eBay. His job keeps him there so that he can get all the, because if he quit, he wouldn't get any product to sell on eBay. So he's got to be forced to stay in his job just to make an extra $25,000 a month on the side. Most eBay listings look like this. They're pretty ugly. They're pretty ugly. So I said, you know, there's a great book. It's called Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. It's a New York Times bestseller. Malcolm Gladwell says you have 7 seconds to make a decision. That's it. 7 seconds. And so when most people see an eBay listing that looks like this, I said, I have an idea. What if we change the way the eBay listing looks and we make it look like this? So I hired a professional graphics designer who understood how to write the code specific to go in eBay to make me a listing look like that. You know what happened? It sold for more money. And test after test after test shows the one on the right sells more than the one on the left. Here's the problem I had. I started selling all these products, and all I had was this watch template. So I started paying them $300, $300, $300 to design me all these fancy templates. Then I said, well, I got a better idea. Why don't I create some software that has all the templates already pre-built and put in there? And that's what we did. Now I'm going to show you the example we did with the house. Remember what I said about buying the ugly house and making it pretty? Painting it, fixing it up, but figuratively, not literally. We do that with our template software. Our template software is exclusive for our students. You can't buy it anywhere. It's not on the internet. It's not for sale at any price. It's only available this way from our students. It's called Template Optimizer. We got the eBay Innovation Award. They said it was the #1 most innovative product in the history of eBay for eBay sellers. You have to know 3 things in order to be able to use it. Number 1, Control A. Now, I've been here 2 days. How many days have I been here? I don't know. It feels like a lifetime. I've been here since yesterday. I know you guys know how to do this by now, right? If not, we can show you, but I'm fairly confident. I mean, this is a World Internet Summit. Control A, Control C. You want to help me with the last one? If you can do this, you can make magnificent listings on eBay. Here's some of the things that I'm not going to do the volunteer. Here's some of the things that the software does. Number 1, it has unique template designs. It's optimized specifically for ebay.com.au. Most of the software you find on the internet, you can't even use on ebay.com.au listings. Can be used on all eBay sites. Oh, this is a good one. If you put your first picture on eBay, it's free. After that, every picture, anybody know how much it cost? 25 cents. So if you put 6 pictures on eBay, that cost you how much? $1.25, the first one is free. With this software, you can put up to 8 pictures and never pay eBay any picture hosting fees ever. Thank you very much. I should, wait, let me lower the number. Hold on. So you all understand what that means? Where's the young lady that told me she's doing 40 auctions approximately at any one time? Okay, don't go anywhere, thank you. I just wanted to, okay, earlier she says to me, I got 40, so I want you to think about this. 40 auctions a week at any one time, 40 auctions a week, at $1.25 a listing is $50 a week to eBay. That's $2,500 a year in picture hosting fees. With this software, it's free, and you can put up to 8 pictures in. So just that alone will save you thousands of dollars over time. Works on a Mac or a PC, by the way, which is kind of exciting. It's so simple anyone can do it. It can also be used with eBay stores and your eBay About Me page. Hang on, I just got to do this real quick. Now, this is the before. We did this with a house. You want to, now, by the way, this was on eBay for 90 days, no sale. No sale, 90 days. Orange County, California, $1.5 million house. You want to see what we did to it? I can do this. Go to the next screen. You guys will never see it. I'm not coming back to Sydney for a year, so that's going to be the, you guys really want to see it? Gates, that's weak, man. I mean, they want the iPod, they go crazy. Do you want to see the next slide? They're like, yes. It's been a long 4 days. This is the before. That's the after. That takes you about, I don't know, when you get really good, about 15 minutes. Okay? You don't have to know anything about programming, nothing about HTML. By the way, you see those pictures in there? Same as those pictures. I've never seen that house. This house sold in 17 days on eBay for the full asking price. You see all those words there? Same words as there. And by the way, here, when you take your mouse and you put your mouse over this picture just flies in right there. When you put your mouse over this picture, it flies in right there. Pictures load instantly. Big, nice, clean, crisp pictures. And so this software we've shown, proven time after time after time. This is how we sold the car on eBay for $57,000. We put it in one of our templates. And we did the things that we're teaching you to do, and we put it up on eBay. And you get your own account, your own membership. There's no monthly fees. There's no hosting fees. There's no additional cost for you. When we upgrade the software, you know what happens for you? You pay more money. No, I'm just kidding. But if you want to pay more money, you can. But you really don't have to, because it's all part of the, see, it's all in our membership area. So you never pay for access to the membership area. When we add new videos and we update software and we put new tools in there, you all get access to that. So that's the before, and that is the after. Let me share with you our $1 million idea. So I sold $20 million on eBay. I sold 6,200 pool tables. Is that a lot? Now, I built a mailing list of people interested in the billiard business. How valuable do you think that is? So that when I came out with pool cues and covers and different color felt and chalk and everything related to billiards, what do you think I did? I just sent an email to the list to sell them other things. And when we opened up a new eBay store selling watches, guess what we did? We sent an email to our billiard list because people who play pool have to know what time it is. That was my logic. The point is, once you build the list, you can market back to them over time. We built a list of 132,000 people. It's the largest opt-in list in the world of people interested in this market. We did it on eBay. We used no Google AdWords, and by the way, I think Google AdWords are great, but they're expensive. We did no joint ventures. We built the list exclusively on eBay. And the traffic is coming even if we don't want it to. This is where it's so important. It's not just about selling all these little things in the house. It's about the big ticket items, the real estate, the information products. If I could do one thing over and start from scratch, it would be to build my list from eBay from day one. That's the number one thing, in my opinion, in terms of long-term growth and opportunity. So our strategy is to use eBay listings to build your database on any subject, in any market, on any topic. I got a sort of a disturbing email from someone a few weeks ago, and they said, Adam, I took a little opt-in list. I had a little box from my website where people opted into my list, and I took that and I put it on my eBay listings, and eBay suspended my account. I said, well, I'm really sorry that you did that. Why did you do that? Well, I decided I didn't want to get your program. I just figured I could figure it out on my own. How much does it cost you to make a mistake like that? How many of you ever made a mistake? Can I just see a show of hands? That cost you money. See, if you could have somebody looking over your shoulder saying, go here, do this, click here, do that, it's going to help speed up your time and your effort. This is one of our students. He sells land on eBay, does about $80,000 a month. This picture, this picture, this picture, and this picture all link to this. That's his non-eBay internet website. Now, is he allowed to do that? Well, not really, but he knows how. So he can, all within eBay's policies. Somebody sent me an email. They said, you know, I know you're going to London to teach. We're doing a training in London the first weekend in April. He says, are you going to teach me a bunch of strategies that are going to get me suspended on eBay? I said, yeah, that's our goal. Our goal is for all of our students. Of course, that was one of the silliest questions I ever heard. We're going to teach our students to do things within eBay's guidelines and yet at the same time get the maximum results. But there's just a little article on CNN showing that in the U.S., 2.4 million homes are going into foreclosure. There's a massive opportunity in market and real estate. Let me just show you this with Deal Closer for a second, just to kind of show you. See, when you buy a home for $9,000 in Ohio, how do you know what it's worth, really? I mean, what if the comparables are $4,000? $9,000 sounds great, but in reality, there's no way you're going to sell it. So here's what we did. We found this house on eBay in Cincinnati, Ohio. And it looked good. Everything met our criteria that we look for when we want to buy real estate on eBay. So we found this particular property, and we put it into that. That's what the listing looked like, by the way. It's particularly ugly. It looks kind of like circa Internet 2001. And so we found this listing, and we put it into Deal Closer. And we ran the address. And Deal Closer came back and said that this property, based on all the homes in the area, the selling value, everything you put in, should sell for between $28,000 and $38,000. My feeling was this: if we could get this house for $10,000, would it be a good deal? All we want to do at that point is sell it for $12,000. Because if we buy it for $10,000 and we sell it for $12,000, how much did we make? $2,000. We do that once a week. How much is that? That's $100,000 a year, part-time on the side, right? That's okay, just a little extra income, right? So our goal was to buy it for $10,000 and sell it for $12,000. We don't want to be greedy. In life, sometimes we fail. Is that true? In this case, we failed. I mean, we really tried. We put our proxy bid in. We set it up real high. The problem is we failed. We only got it for $4,500. Y'all feel bad for me? The house is worth 28 to 38. We got it for 4,500. Now, we tried to sell it for 12. We failed. We only sold it for 9. So instead of making 2, we made 4,500. I'm just curious, how many of you would like to fail with me? See, sometimes it's okay when you fail. So earlier I asked you to write down a number. And that number is how much money you'd like to make on the internet every single month. Y'all have that number? Okay. Our goal for you is to increase your eBay income 50% in the next 12 months. Is that fair? 50% in the next 12 months. Who's making nothing on eBay right now? Okay, so ma'am, for you, what is your name? Cynthia. So my goal, you're not making anything right now? My goal for you is to increase your eBay income 50% in the next 12 months. It's good, right? Because even with the exchange rate, 50% of nothing is nothing. Remember the number you wrote down? That's the number we want you to increase 50%. Not my number, your number. My number's already really good. We want to increase your number 50%. Let me show you how we do that. Number one, you need to think differently. Selling on eBay has a different mentality than selling elsewhere. Number two, you need to be prepared to change. You need to do things sometimes that are outside your comfort zone. We're going to make some recommendations to you and say, do this, try this, go over here and click that button and list it like this. And you may say, you know what? That's not going to work. We're not going to give you advice. Would you all agree that it is not to our benefit for you not to succeed? Do you all agree with that? I mean, I told you earlier, I want to come back to speak at the World Internet Summit. That will only happen if the people we work with do what? Succeed. That's the only way that's going to happen. And so we're committed to making sure that that happens. Next, we need to learn new things. And finally, we need to take what does quick and decisive action mean? It means walking away and getting one of these. It doesn't make sense to get involved in our program in Australia and not get this. Would you all agree? Because when we run out, we run out. We're not shipping these. So my recommendation is if you're not sure, you're kind of thinking you want to get one, you're not sure you want to get one, I'd say go get one anyway. We've got 15 of them left. And then finally, you need to have fun. I hope you all had a good time, okay? I sort of want to tell you the things we do in training, but I'm just not going to. We have a lot of fun in training. We go from morning until night, and we have a blast. Because if you're not having fun when you're learning, it's just not fun. So we make sure we have a good time. Now, let me